In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the descriptive statistics you need for your second homework assignment. And so, again, we've got our big data file here that we can work with. And again, we're looking for descriptive statistics. So we'll click on descriptives, statistics. So again, this is just like what we did for the histograms. And for this, maybe let's look at the questing variable, the religious questing. So the higher the score here, the more students are interested in asking questions about their faith or whether or not they even have a faith or are open to new ideas, that type of thing. So a higher score means more of that. And so you'll see here we've got our overall descriptive statistics. And remember, this is a pretty large data pool. And so when it says valid here of 825, that means we have 825 students who completed everything for this particular scale. And so 120 are missing. That is, these are people who might have just completed part of this survey. There are a number of items on the survey. And then it gives us our mean, so our average score here, and standard deviation. So the standard deviation is the typical deviation from the mean. And so it provides us with that information. So our measure of variability, our typical deviation from the mean is about 1.2. And then it gives us a minimum score and a maximum score, so we kind of get a sense of the range here for this. And if I remember correctly, this was on the scale itself, the 1 would be the lowest possible score, 9 would be the highest possible score for this. So, but we might want some other pieces of information here, and you're going to need other pieces of information for your homework assignment, not just the mean, but the other measures of central tendency. So we just click on that, and you'll notice we start getting that information here. We start getting the mean, median, and the mode for this. And then we can get measures of variance as well. And so we got our the variance here listed. So to get the standard deviation here, if we just took the square root of 1.484, we would get 1.218. That's how those two measures of variability are related to one another. So we've got our basic information here. We've got our mean, median, and mode. Okay, remember the mode is just the most frequently occurring. So 5 was the mode for this. Our mean and median are a little bit higher than that. So that so we've got our central tendency. We've got our measures of variability as well. One of the other things I ask you to do, so you can in your homework, is to make comparisons. And so let's just look at comparisons for this. We'll compare a couple groups with one another on religious questing. We've used gender before, so why don't we use transfer students for this? And so you'll notice here now it broke it down between two groups. So 1, it means that they were a transfer student to Bethel. 2 means they were not a transfer student to Bethel. And then now we can look at the means, median, and modes for each one of these groups. And so you'll see things change a bit when we look at comparing these two groups compared to the overall results that we had. And certainly that the mean is higher. We don't know if that's statistically significant, but we can tell that our mean is higher. The medians are roughly the same, maybe a little bit higher for the questing. And remember, the median is just that 50% mark right in the middle of the distribution. And then the mode, which again is the most frequently occurring, you'll see it certainly much higher for the non-transfers than it is for the transfer students. And you'll see on the variability, there's much more variability here maybe I shouldn't say much more, but there's more variability here for the transfer students compared to the non-transfer students. And again, this down here is just giving us our minimum and maximum results. So just reminding you that, for your homework, if you need to get this into a Word document, we click on copy, and then we can go to bring up Word and just paste it right in there, and voila, we have it. We've got our descriptive statistics table right there, and right underneath that, you can write up your little analysis that you have, and looking at the descriptive statistics. So I hope that's pretty straightforward for you for what it is that you need to do for your homework assignment.